The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
The Voice premieres Monday night, 7:30 on Channel 7 and 7 and Plus. And we had the opportunity before the show this morning to catch up with Adam Lambert.
Yeah, we did.
Let's have a listen.
Hi, Adam Lambert.
Hi, how are you?
We're good.
We can't see your beautiful face, though.
I know, and I'm sure you've got your mug made up.
No makeup today, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but you're a handsome cat anyway, so you've got us covered.
It's
Well,
the best thing.
thank you.
It's the best thing
Thank
I've learned
you.
off of RuPaul's Drag Race, which means your mug's painted, Sean. So,
Oh, the mug, yeah.
So that's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, your mug is done.
Yeah, we say you beat your mug.
You beat
Yes,
your
we
mug.
You beat our
Your
face. You
mug.
beat your face. Yeah, exactly.
And Adam, you are beat. Can your makeup, right? Do you do that yourself, or do you fly one of the RuPaul girls around with you or something? Because it is beat.
No, I definitely do it myself. It's part of my process.
Really? Wow.
So does that, that gets you in the zone to perform?
For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely,
does
100%.
Does that translate to mean that you can actually do art on canvas? Because it is painting.
I can, actually. I do like to paint. Yeah, I wouldn't consider myself, incredible at it, but it's really fun. Sitting down with, color and texture, it's, therapeutic.
Adam, I went to a design school, right? So I had to, the first time that I walked into a life drawing class, we were shocked because there was nude models there, and we were like, oh my God, there's a penis. And they told us to bring in a prop, so I brought in an acoustic guitar. I didn't play, I just had one. My dad got it for me on sale. So I walked in, and then the naked man's walked over and he grabbed my guitar, and then he just sat there, and then he just started playing it, and all I could see was his penis smushing all over. And the people in live drawing lessons, the models, they're usually people you don't want to see with their clothes off.
Right. Well, so then you did him a favor, and you did everybody in the class a favor.
Yeah,
there you go.
I know what.
Did you let him keep the guitar?
That guitar was beat in its own way.
Hey, Adam, I was wondering in your time that you spent in Sydney when you came over earlier this year to Australia, did you get to stay in one particular place? Did you get to experience much of New South Wales?
I stayed on Bondi Beach, which was, the weather was beautiful. It was perfect out. I had a really cool spot with a big, terrace patio thing. So I sat out in the sun a lot. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, let me know this, because I was wondering when you would come to Australia. So do they present 4 Airbnbs for you and then you choose which one you like? Or do they tell you where you're staying, or do you choose? Or what's the deal? Because that would be very important.
No, they give you a little, they give you a flat fee for the whole thing, and you just find your own spot.
How exciting.
Do you find your own local coffee shops and, places to have breakfast and all this? And do people bother you?
Not really. People in Australia are pretty relaxed, I have to say. It's y'all don't really make too much of a fuss, which is nice. I felt like I could just hang out for the most part. Occasionally there's paparazzi, but there was one, I was in Bondi Beach one day and some guy came up to me, some older gentleman, and he was very nice, but he walked up to me and he goes, "Hi, aren't you that guy?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Don't you know who I am?" And I said, "No."
Who was it?
I wonder.
Was it anyone?
I don't remember his name, but I guess he's some sort of local
It was Russell Crowe, wasn't it?
person.
He's a local
No, it
government
was not
person.
Russell Crowe. No, but he did name drop Russell Crowe. I mean, that was one of the people he name dropped, and then he tried to name drop everybody he'd ever met. I was just like, "Get me out of this restaurant."
Well, now
with
he's
this man.
added your name to the list, and that time.
And
I
now
met
I'm on the
Adam
list.
Lambert. Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's going to be his opening line to his next
to the
celebrity he
next
sees
one.
down at Bondi, yeah.
Hey, Adam, do you see your career as being a trailblazer to what, say, a young Troye Sivan is doing right now? Because he comes from Perth, so we're very proud of Troye Sivan. But do you see that you sort of stepped the way after Idol for artists like him to now be able to put out queer music, but for everybody to enjoy?
I mean, I think I was definitely part of a wave, an early wave in 2009. There wasn't a lot of queer people in the music, in pop music at that moment. So I definitely think that I was part of a wave of people that were kind of banging the door down a bit and trying to, and proving a point that hey, you know what, there's an audience for this, and it's not just niche. There are people in the mainstream that are ready to hear pop music from a gay man. And so, yeah, I mean, Troy's brilliant. I think his career is really fantastic. And there's a handful of really, really stellar performers right now that are, LGBTQ that are existing in a space where it's not really an issue anymore. Whereas in 2009, it was, but in 2009, it was like such a talking point. It was like all anybody wanted to talk about. Whenever I would do an interview, it was like that was the center of it. So I'm glad that things have sort of broadened and become more of an open playing field now.
I mean, Elton John did a good job of it too.
Oh, yeah, jeez.
He did, he did. I mean, the thing that was great about Elton is that Elton was, he already had a ton of success before he came out.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the big difference is now you're seeing artists that are out right away.
Hey, Adam, I wanted to ask you, obviously, about The Voice. And we've spoken to a few judges over the last, I reckon probably more so the last 3 or 4 years. We've kind of focused on this. When we've seen some amazing amateurs get up, I guess, that have enormous talent.
Incredible
We've
voices.
wondered why they haven't been able to translate that and put music out and become household names in a lot of sense out of The Voice. And you've been able to do that in 2009, like you said, on another show. But how do you then get from being put out there in the public to be able to then make a career out of it?
It's really hard to say, to be honest. The music industry is like ever changing so rapidly that like no one really knows what the formula is anymore or how to actually break an artist. Some of it's sort of by chance, if it catches on, it catches on. It also costs money. I mean, it's expensive, to rent a studio, to produce music, to record it, to market it. It's not cheap. And so I think, in order to really hit it hard as an artist with a big campaign, you got to have backing. And that's also not easy to secure. So it's a tricky business, to be honest. It's really tricky.
Hey, Adam, one of my favourite TV shows of all time, and I'm pretty sure it would be one of yours as well, is Schitt's Creek.
I love Schitt's Creek. I love it.
What Dan and Eugene Levy did with that was absolutely amazing. But one of my favourite episodes, which isn't really me because I don't really click with musicals, is the Chicago episode where you are going to be
Cabaret.
Yeah, with Cabaret. Cabaret, and you're going to be playing the MC. You're the MC on Broadway. Is that right?
Yeah, I literally start rehearsal on Monday.
Wow.
So I'm just about to get into it. And it is so exciting. I'm like incredibly excited. I grew up doing musical theater. I did theater all through my 20s before I did American Idol. And I haven't been on stage in a musical in 15 years. So this is
wild.
Coming back. It's coming back to like a childhood dream into something that I like my first love. It's like getting back together with a high school sweetheart. It feels really good.
And I have to say that the promo shots look amazing. The styling that you're going for in this version looks absolutely brilliant. And the MC,
that's a great role.
I don't know. The MC is the biggest role.
Yeah.
It is. It is the showman role.
Well, Adam, with that, when you first tried out an Idol, was I reading something that Simon thought that you might have been a bit too theatrical rather than being maybe a pop star at the time?
That was what he said. Yeah, whatever that meant. I don't know if it was like code for something. I always felt like it might have been code for
I think you came out when you came out dressed as a cat. That's a bit too Lloyd Webber for us.
It might have been code for like you're a big old queen, and I remember being like, yes I am.
But Randy Jackson was waiting for his weight behind you.
Yeah. Hey, so during this season of The Voice, have you seen, honestly, Adam Lambert, speak to us honestly because we trust you. Have you seen somebody that is going to legitimately make a career? Do you think is there someone that's got the goods?
I think there's a few, I think, I remember sitting there with my back turned thinking, these voices are bananas. There was some real extreme talent. And that's the thing, too. Like you were asking me earlier about the music industry is that, I wish that talent was enough.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. That's what I love about The Voice is that it puts talent in the first priority position. Like, it's like, do they sound great or not?
Yeah.
And I love that we focus on their instrument first before anything else. So I really think that there's some incredibly talented people on the show this year. And the rest of it's sort of a game of fate. You have to sort of, it's fate and it's also work ethic. You got to bustle, you got to work your butt off in order to make it in this business. But I definitely saw some really ambitious, very talented people on that stage.
Hey, Adam, when you are sitting in that chair waiting for them, you hear the footsteps, they walk out, they start singing. How much of an influence is the audience? Because the audience can see them. How much are they influencing your decision?
They're not really.
Yeah. So you just ignore if they're screaming or whatever, or they go nuts for somebody, and you. They
tend to be so excited to be there. They gotta go nuts for everybody.
Yeah. Okay. So you're just purely going off the what you hear in their voice. Yeah.
I definitely peek over, and the other three coaches. That is something that I definitely pay attention to, because. If I'm the only one feeling it, it may cause me to sort of second guess myself.
Yeah.
But I've never really been much of a follower, so I tend to sort of follow my own path.
No, but I get that though. Sometimes I go shopping and then there's like a rack of shirts and I see they're on sale and none of them are moved and I like them and I go, why has no one else bought them?
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes there was definitely singers on the show where I just felt like, you know what, like. Maybe these other coaches don't get it, but I get it. Yeah. And I am going to take a chance.
Yeah, and I'm the lead singer of Queen.
Yes, exactly.
Is that how you pitch to the artists you want on your team, Adam?
I pitched differently to every single one. I mean, it's a customized pitch.
Yeah. Was I reading that you throw your shoes at them?
If someone was really, really, really mad talented, I have this tendency to throw a boot. Yeah. I throw a shoe, which is like a classic thing that, people do if you're really, really, really good.
Okay. Yeah.
You get a shoe thrown at you.
Okay. That's how you know you're good.
Right. Yeah.
Footwear comes flying.
That's never happened to me.
Well, Adam, what you've done is amazing. I mean, and it's proof in the fact, and there's only a fair few, a small amount of people that have done it, people that have appeared to us from a talent show and now gone full circle, and now they're judging a talent show, which is absolutely amazing. So
incredible.
I can't wait to see you with a beaten mug on TV. Very excited.
The Voice premiere.
The mug will be beat. Yes, the fashion is sitting.
I'm going to throw a shoe.
The face is sitting.
7:30 Monday night on Channel 7 and 7 Plus. The Voice featuring Adam Lambert. Thanks for joining us this morning, Adam.
Thanks, Adam.
And you guys be sure to check out my new EP Afters. It's on streaming now.
Already had a look at it this morning. Thanks. So
check it out. Yeah. Pump it up loud. It'll make you sweat.
Okay.
Get on you, Adam.
Bye, buddy.
Bye.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Nathan, Nat, and Shaun podcast.
He's right here, everybody. The man, the block.
Put the tools down, Scotty.
That's right. The block is back. It's back.
Yeah.
We're loving it. Sunday night is the next episode where we can see at 7:00.
Hello, guys.
Hey, Scotty.
Do you know what? I haven't been here for a couple of years because of COVID.
Yeah,
I know.
Has it been that? I feel like we see you regularly because of the block, but no, it's been a couple of years.
Well, I've been coming in here for years and years, and then I haven't been here for a while.
Yeah.
So I feel as though we've missed each other for a long time.
Have you noticed the studio changed?
No.
It's a lot more screens.
I noticed it. I noticed the Reno. It looks great.
But this studio, though, Scotty, I mean, you're on a very quality show like The Block, but I feel like this Renault in this studio, it feels like changing rooms. It feels like someone down the road has decided this is our lounge.
You've got like 50 cameras.
Yeah, no,
it is too. You know, one of the things, though, we're like The Block because we run out of money. So if you see our office, nothing's changed, and those walls out there.
Yeah.
Like, how much would they cost to bloody change?
Can I say,
we spent it all on the bathroom.
That really throws you off when you go and looking at a home open and then the house has been amazingly renovated. Then you get going down there and suddenly the tiles turn brown.
Yeah,
it's the old ones. Look, I was just talking about this the other day. If you're going to buy a house and you want to renovate it to sell, you really just do the kitchen.
Yes.
You do
magic,
the things,
and then you do maybe an outdoor kitchen, so the kitchen leads onto the backyard with an outdoor pizza oven and that sort of thing. Then people see the lifestyle, and they go, I'm going to do the bathroom up myself.
Yeah, right.
Until they get to do the bathroom up.
Yeah, because for me, straight away you just go, that's going to be a lot of money. You know what I have learnt a lot about, and I fear a lot because of The Block, and that is just the idea of waterproofing.
Yes.
Because like, say in my bathroom, right? So say in my bathroom, like I think I want to put like a shelf up there. I always wonder, wait, would that break the film of the waterproofing, or would there be even film there near my basin? Would there be?
You know what, mate? Never ever drill into your bathroom.
Never drill into any part of your bathroom.
Only because you don't know where the pipes are.
Yeah.
You hit a pipe, disaster.
Yeah, right.
You got to chip all the tiles away, then you got to re-waterproof and. Right. You got to get to it. I don't drill through. So whenever I'm building a bathroom, I take 30 photos before the walls go up. so I can see.
So you know where everything
so
is.
I know where all the
Can
pipes
I
are.
say something? When I was getting my place built, right, and
Yeah.
the builder that did mine was absolutely amazing, but when the bathroom was done, I did say I would love a shower shelf there underneath the shower, you know, that area. And
Do you
then
mean like a ledge to sit on? Is that what you mean?
No,
you mean something
just
to
like a
put
little
your
shower.
shampoo?
There was nothing to put your shampoo and stuff in. I said, I'd like one there. And then I said, I'm going to have to find a stick-on one, though. And he goes, no. He goes, we can drill into it. And I said, but what about the waterproof membrane?
Yeah, that's right. The thing about that waterproof membrane is you've got to be so... As long as you're above the waterline... You're all right. You know, like if you're down low on the floor, no.
Okay.
But if you're up...
So yeah, we're probably... Where I am, it's probably like here.
Can you go around to his house and do it, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Do you have to any time today?
Yeah, put that morning tea aside, Scotty. And
I'm going to tell you a great story about a shower. Reece says when I was a bachelor living with me mate Carmo, we shared and I. Back in the day, many years ago, I was on the darts, you know, because I used to put them on my cereal. I loved them, and I used to have a beer in the shower every night when I got home because I was filthy.
It's a shower beer. It's a thing.
And you have hot water and cold beer. I love that contrast. But then I thought, geez, I'd like a dart while I'm having a shower at the same time. So I made a little stick-on thing there, and I stuck the lit ciggy in the filter thing that you held onto. That had a clear plastic tube coming into the shower.
for a funnel.
Yeah, like just a tube.
Just a tube.
And so I was in the water, and I could have
like
a beer and a
like
ciggy while I was having a shower.
So you could smoke.
Yes, the ciggy's above the rose.
Yeah. How long did it take for that to turn into a bong, Scotty?
How long before the house burned
you know
down?
what? I was never a drug taker. I was never a smoker of drugs, anything like that. I did like the darts and the beers, though.
Scotty, you enjoyed being down at Phillip Island?
Yeah, it was good. A little bit Alcatraz-y towards the end, you know.
Yeah.
I was sewing my raincoat together to try and float off, but...
So these houses, is the idea that they're holiday houses that people are buying, or are they buying them?
It was an old resort with cabins on it, and we built houses over the top of two of the cabins to make one big house, and then we did that 4 times. And then we had a manager's house, which is 2 stories.
Yeah, right.
So the Hemsworth family, they're all from Phillip Island. When I was over there one time, I went to there's that, what do you call it? It's not the animal farm, but... you mean the penguins? Or no. There's a zoo-y type thing. Yes. And we went in there, and I've told this story a few times. This emu had taken a liking to my wife, so every time we were around, it's just chasing her around the building the whole time. It was just absolutely
Anyway, it took her as a lover, and they've been together now for 5 years.
So there's some great houses there. That whole area's exploded over the last few years.
I believe the Hemsworth have built a compound there.
Have they?
Apparently. Someone told me this, Shell Craft told me this the other day, that they've built some big house that's into the mountain at Phillip Island.
Wow.
Hidden away a bit.
Isn't that amazing? You know what?
They've got buildings, compound money.
Celebrities, bikies.
Yes.
They do.
Compound.
Because the surf all around Phillip Island's amazing.
Yeah.
And I didn't know this. Obviously, the King George whiting, the fishing, because I'm a keen fisherman, they're everywhere. They've got the penguins, but the surf. So we did a little bit of a challenge with the local surf joint, which is called Island Boards.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of pro surfers that have retired that are in there. And he said he's been living here for 40 years and there's never been a day without surf.
Yeah, wow.
Because it's an island, right?
Yeah,
You go straight. So you go that side, you go that side.
It's the other.
It's unreal.
The thing about Phillip Island is I've been there. It is a bit out of Melbourne. It's a long way to the shops when they just have to duck down and buy a side table.
A little bit of logistics with that. You had to have all your deliveries in line. If you forgot something, you were stuffed. It was 2 hours there, 2 hours back. And that 4 hours on the block is like a week.
Yeah,
you can't lose 4 hours. So that was real.
Planning was everything.
Planning was everything.
Hey, talk to us about the WA couple. We usually are really proud about the WA couple, but at the moment it's not looking good for us, and I feel ashamed for our state.
No, don't be ashamed.
Because we're not whingers.
No.
Oh, we are,
Jesse and Paige is who we're talking about.
Look, the first week of the block is a pressure cooker. It's hard to get your head around what's going on.
But we know what happens.
They've got a little bit of, struggle this week in the first week, and I think that, they'll get there. I
we know they leave, Scotty. We know they leave.
No, that's impossible.
Everybody knows they leave. Scotty?
I don't know that.
You're not looking at Natalie when you're talking. You're looking down at a stapler or a phone or something.
I've knocked something over. I'm nervously twitching with office equipment.
Well, even your own promos are saying somebody leaves, and the hot rumour is it's them.
Well, the interesting thing is you never know how many people leave.
Okay, right. But we know that 2 of them are Jesse and Paige.
No, well, that's not confirmed.
No, I know. No, but we do know it, though.
No, you don't. See?
That's right.
You tried to trap me.
What do I know? I don't know anything.
Hey, Scotty, are you on break after doing this promo stuff?
No, because I've got voiceovers to do, guys, which is my... I've talked about this before. It goes for 3 months, and it's... I've got to narrate 56 episodes.
Yeah.
And you like shoot me now.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Hey, Scotty, I want to know... at the moment... I've gone through probably 4 years of next door to my place building, right? So they split up a block.
Oh, either side of you.
Yeah,
I remember last time. It's like 3 years ago.
Yeah, dude, it's still going. So it's just about wrapping up, right? Anyway, I had a problem with one of my...
You said you didn't whinge. Look, he's whinging all the time.
No.
He's doing the same whinge 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I understand.
But apart from that,
I understand when our place got built, it annoyed other people as well, you know. But anyway, so right towards the end, anyway, I had something happening with one of my lights, an electrical issue in my house the other day, and they were having a bit of a tradie sort of get together next door, I think celebrating the fact that they're about to finish the job. I was that close to just yelling out the side of the balcony, hey, can one of you come up and do a cashy? What are tradies? Is that good for a trade? If I was to do that, are tradies open to that?
Yes.
I'd go, great.
So as long as they're not walking off the site that they're actively working on to do it, or
well, no, because you're working for someone else at that point. But after 4 o'clock or something, come upstairs
after
for a cashy.
literally,
100%. Are you talking about the electrical thing now?
Yeah.
Oh, you are.
There's a hole here. I don't need a patch.
Now, Scotty, in the last few series, there's been a couple of teams have struggled to sell their houses, right?
Yeah.
What's the issue there? Is it that the reserves are too high? Or
no, not at all.
Then how come?
Well, I mean, they can't be too high because some people made $1 million. And
they did.
All right, so in fact, they're too low.
Yeah, that inequity, though, is tough, isn't it?
I tell you what, the block is about getting your planets aligned, and I say this to them every single year. You got to build a house with an emotional connection. If you've got 5 houses in a row, and someone walks in and go, I don't know what it is about this joint. We've all done that when we're renting a house or buying a house. You look at it and go, I don't like this joint. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But you go to another house and you go, I love this joint. I love the feel of it, the smell of it, or what have you.
Yeah.
If you don't create that emotional connection, the buyer just goes next door when you've got 5 in a row.
Do you think part of the emotional connection now is the people that are building it? So
probably a little bit.
Because
I don't know, when people are spending millions and millions of dollars, Channel 9 and that doesn't come into it, all the contestants. I don't think that comes.
But it seemed that last time it was the whingers that didn't sell, the perceived whingers from the way it was shown to us. But it was the ones that complained the most, or the ones who were least likeable were the ones that didn't sell.
Yes.
So is there part of that now?
I think that maybe the way they conducted themselves maybe rubbed off onto the house.
Yeah.
But then again,
for the emotional connection.
Yeah.
I'd buy an arsehole's house. Sean, I've been offering you some money for a while now.
I'm going to get you sooner or later, though. Don't worry. If you're renovating the bathroom.
But, I think it all comes down to design. It comes down to the emotional connection and all that sort of thing. But more importantly, real estate agents and auctioneers. Like in one of those auctions last year, the auctioneer mucked it up.
Yeah.
And caused.
I remember
then it's make or break, isn't it? Yeah.
And he, they're nervous, I suppose. There's television and stuff like that. But he said that let's kick this off at 2.9.
Yeah.
And all the other houses are gone for 4.
Yeah.
And then, so the people in the room go,
oh, wow.
2.9?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah. And then I'm going to stop bidding when I think it's not a bargain anymore.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he got to 3.1, which was the reserve.
Yeah.
Oh.
Instead of saying, that house has gone for 4 million, let's kick this off at 3.5.
Yeah.
And you're getting a bargain.
Yeah.
Yep.
Isn't it amazing right now that we are living in a world, Scotty, where here we're a lot less we're paying for houses, but that you can buy a duplex now can cost you $900,000.
Yeah.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah, it's insane, mate. And I was just talking to the lovely Bailey who's looking after me from Channel 9.
She's amazing.
Bailey,
Who used to work here, I believe.
she did.
Yeah, she
did.
Here she is. She's in the studio, giggling away.
She's moved on to great successes. She drives a Beamer.
We just
True
talked
story.
we just talked about that. But we were just talking about my very first house I bought in Sydney. My wife and I was $200,000.
Yeah.
And it's just an old terrace, which I renovated, and it's the same renovation that's there now because I went and had a look at it recently, and it's for sale at the moment for $2.5 million.
That's amazing.
How much did you sell it for?
I sold it for $510.
Yeah, and you would have thought I've made some coin.
Yeah, 7 years. And but here's the thing. My wife was a school teacher on about $50,000 a year, so $60,000 a year, and we were young, and my kids are in their late 20s, and they're trying to buy a house house in Sydney, right? So they're buying that same house. It's $2.5 million. And my kids' wages are about 60 grand.
Yes.
So
they haven't gone up.
It's 30 years later.
Yeah.
Crazy.
The houses are worth 2.5 and the wages are
the houses are 10 times the price and the wages are about 1.5 times.
It's not. Well, it's probably not the wages' fault. Maybe it's the real estate's fault. I don't know. It's Sydney.
I mean, it's
I blame the politicians,
but
of course we do.
Yeah. Anyway,
for everything.
Let's not get stuck into that because we're a real political show.
Once we get started, we can't stop.
Right.
Well, we are looking forward to seeing a lot of penguins.
Yeah, of course.
They taste magnificent on the spit.
Yeah, it's great.
No.
Bit of capsicum in between.
I like a dolphin, but it's a bit squeaky.
That's right. Bit of lemon. And when they're on the spit, all the fat comes out.
Easy.
The block is back Sunday, 7 o'clock, and then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays at 7:30 on Channel 9. It's always a pleasure. Thanks for coming back, Scotty.
And just for the record, I've never eaten a penguin.
No, he hasn't. He's grilled one, but he served it to people, but he doesn't take because he's on a diet.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.